Established in 1945, Sri Lanka's free education policy aimed to advance literacy and national development. Despite increased educational access, this documentary will critically evaluate its effectiveness. We will examine if the policy has generated improved academic outcomes and equitable access. Through expert interview and analysis, we will determine its impact on national progress. In order to provide context for the project's significance, we interviewed Dr. Asoka De Silva, a Deputy Director General with extensive experience in the education sector. His expertise sheds light on the topic at hand.
I'm Dr. Asoka De Silva, Deputy Director General, Faculty of Teacher Education and Alternative Education, and National Institute of Education, Maharagama, Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka's free education system is a key part of how the country tries to provide learning opportunities for all its students. One of its main goals is to reduce the impact of money on education. By covering school fees and often supplying textbooks, the system aims to give students from different economic backgrounds a more equal starting point. This approach is intended to allow students to pursue their education and contribute to the country's development. Education systems are complex, and their effectiveness can be viewed in different ways by different people, as we'll hear from Dr. Asoka De Silva.
The key objectives of free education in Sri Lanka is to ensure equal access to education for all children. And then reduce, social and economic disparities across the country. Overall, that is to promote national development.
Sri Lanka's free education system significantly boosted student numbers. By removing financial obstacles, the government broadened educational access, particularly for students from economically disadvantaged backgrounds. Furthermore, the initiative addressed existing inequalities affecting students, resulting in a more equitable distribution of educational opportunities across the nation. This expansion has been critical in boosting student enrollment throughout Sri Lanka.
There was a huge disparity regarding school access of male and female, especially in remote areas and among some social groups as well. These barriers were also eliminated to a large extent. As a result of free education, the number of students attending schools increased.
Sri Lanka's free education system, though successful, faces key hurdles. Limited funding creates uneven resources, with city schools often better equipped than those in rural areas. We also need to improve resource distribution, providing all students with essential learning tools. Dr. Asoka De Silva points out that the outdated curriculum, not updated in nearly 11 years, hinders students' job market readiness. Finally, ensuring equal access to quality education for all students remains a significant challenge. These pictures show us two sides of Sri Lankan schools. The first shows the outside of a simple school building. The second shows a classroom inside. Comparing them helps us see how different schools can be. One might have less than the other, and we can see how this affects students.
First thing, insufficient funding is not enough. That has to be increased, both funding and other resource allocations. Another drawback of the system. So then in this country, we revise or reform our curriculum, national curriculum, every 8 years. And currently, we were unable to introduce even the new curriculum after 8 years cycle. So it's almost 10, 11 years, the same curriculum is running in the system.
Sri Lanka's educational framework is designed to provide students with foundational knowledge. However, there's an ongoing discussion regarding its effectiveness in preparing students for the demands of the modern workforce. While students gain theoretical understanding, they might lack practical skills like teamwork and problem solving. Therefore, there's an increased focus on incorporating practical, real-world learning and digital skills into the school program to better prepare students for professional careers.
Academically sound students, academic knowledge is strong, but their practical skills are, often lacking, right? Unsatisfactory.
Although Sri Lanka's free education system has significantly increased access to learning, certain challenges persist. A notable disparity exists in the allocation of resources, with schools in urban centers, particularly Colombo, often possessing superior facilities, instructional materials, and qualified staff compared to those in rural areas. Experts indicate that addressing this imbalance requires a dedicated effort to ensure equitable distribution of resources across all educational institutions. Furthermore, they emphasize the importance of evolving the curriculum to foster comprehensive student development, equipping them with the knowledge and skills necessary to navigate and contribute to their future endeavors, regardless of their chosen paths. In direct response to our research question, has free education increased the number of educated students in Sri Lanka? Logically, the data confirms an affirmative answer. The implementation of the free education system has resulted in a significant and demonstrable expansion of student enrollment and enhanced access to educational opportunities throughout the nation.
The literacy rate of the general public has drastically increased as a result of free education.